Right, it's Monday. We are man. We need some intro music or something. We got to figure out how to get some intro music, get some energy up in here because I don't have enough energy, man. Let's go. You got Joe Rosen here, Lissette. Lissette, how you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. How are you, Joe?
I'm doing fantastic. I appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about I'm a buyer. I'm ready to buy. Now what do I do? So Lissette, start us off. What's the first thing that you would do if you're a buyer? And let's say you're educated, you're knowledgeable, you know what you should be doing. What's the first thing you would do as a buyer who's ready?
Well, if you've been looking at your finances and you decide, okay, well, this is the time to buy, I would talk with a lender. Go ahead and meet up with someone that you know that you trust. If not, ask a realtor what's the best lender in the area and meet up with them and discuss all the options you have and where you should start and what programs would be best suited for you financially.
I really like that. And I like that you kind of started with once you've looked at your finances. I can't tell you how many people are maybe comfortable, let's just say, with a $2,000 a month payment, and they go in and they get approved for a $3,000 a month payment. So what are we looking at? $3,000 a month homes, right? I think it's really imperative that you sit down, either yourself, your family, whatever it is, whoever's paying the bills, making those decisions, and decide what budget you're comfortable with before somebody who doesn't know how you spend money. Some people, man, they live in their house. They can spend 50, 60% of their funds on their house. But if you like to go out, you like to eat, you like to entertain yourself, whatever, maybe you're only comfortable with 30%. So it's really an important thing. I love that you said that. Now, you started off with the lender, and that's a common question. I've seen that question asked so many times on a lot of the real estate or first-time home buyer pages on Facebook is, do I get a realtor first? Do I get a lender first? You started with the lender. I think whether you start with a lender or a realtor, right? And those are your number one and number two stops. I recommend getting a recommendation for the other one from that first person, right? So if you get a realtor, I would always say, Joe, you're my realtor. I've heard so many great things about you. Awesome. Who should I use as a lender? Now, that doesn't mean that's the only person. I think it's important to talk with at least two lenders, right? No, let them know that you're talking to two different lenders. That'll force them to be competitive with their prices, with their rates, everything else. And people do have different products out there. If you are I'll say this, some lenders, they only offer what that particular mortgage company offers. That's it. We got this one program, take it or leave it. It is what it is. And that's all you've got. Another lender, like I work with Michelle Durant over at Hometown Financial, love her to death. One of the things I love most about her is she's got, I'm making this up, but 70 different lenders she's working with. So if this program don't work and you've got something weird with your credit or your income history or whatever it is, she's got a different program that other lender just wouldn't have. So I think that's incredibly important. I think too, I might start with a realtor, because once I know a little bit about you, right? If you've got credit issues, I might move you to this lender. If you don't have credit issues and you're going to be a little bit heavier cash, this might be a better lender, right? Depending upon your circumstances, there's going to be a lender that fits you better. So, okay, we talked about lending. What about that real estate agent? How do you pick a real estate agent? I mean, obviously you and I are biased. We think we're the best. Great, hire us. But what if you don't quite buy into that yet, and this is the first time you're watching the show? How do I pick a good realtor?
First of all, is who do you know? Who do you know that's in real estate? Who do you trust? And who do you know that knows the market and knows your area the best?
Yep.
Sometimes word of mouth, but definitely do your research. And the same way you're going to interview lenders, you could interview realtors as well. And go with someone that knows the area and knows and is going to listen to what you need and what you're looking for.
Huge. Yeah, I love that you said that. It's going to listen to you, because we do get into the habit as salespeople of, I got to talk, right? That's how you sell. I talk. And honestly, the best way to sell anything, to sell your wife on you, to sell your kids on the weekend's events, whatever it is to ask really good questions and then shut it, right? Genuinely be interested, be engaged with whatever they're about to say. They're giving you all the answers to the test. So I think that's a great point that you brought up, is just someone who listens. I love looking at Google reviews. I have also been in charge of, whether it's for my mom or my brother or a friend. Hey, I need somebody in Idaho. I don't know a doggone agent in Idaho. So if I know you're going to Idaho, I'm going to do some work. I'm going to put some effort in. And one of the first things I'm going to look at is, What do your Google reviews look like, right? Those are tough to forge. I've gotten real Google reviews that get kicked off because if you get too many reviews in a short amount of time, they don't like it. So, man, Google's tough. If you got good reviews on Google, you're looking pretty good. You go to Facebook. How many Facebook reviews do you get, right? And you might say, well, maybe that agent's phenomenal, but they just haven't put a lot of effort into that. If you're a phenomenal agent, if you're a top 5-10% agent, you're putting a little bit of effort into everything. And if you're not putting that effort into all those things, correlationally speaking, could there be an agent who's great but just hasn't poured their heart into Google? Absolutely. But correlationally, I'm going to bet on the one who has. So I think that's another great way to do it. Okay, now I got a lender. I know what I'm approved for, right? Get pre-approved. And I've got my realtor. So I'm happy with my realtor. Now what do I do?
I would say make a list. Make a list of what's important for you. What do you need in a property and what do you want in a property? And then get with your agent and discuss about these needs and wants. And then they could narrow down and see, okay, well, this is our price range. These are your needs and wants. And this is where it puts us. So you could have a good idea of what's on the market and what you're going to be looking at as your options.
I really like that because you get two different types of buyers. Sometimes I'll get buyers who've never bought before. And they're like, I don't know, I need 3 bedrooms and it's got to be under 500 grand. I'm like, what location? I don't know, South Florida. I'm like, okay, well, we're only limited to like 7,000 houses then. So let's go look. But you'll also get those people who are really picky and they just don't know it. And maybe it's a seller's market and they're on a timeline and they need 4 bedrooms. And it's got to have at least 2,500 square feet, and it's got to be under 400 grand. It's got to have a pool, and I got to have a fenced-in backyard. It cannot be in an HOA, and I don't like small lots, so I need at least a half an acre, and it's got to be in the city of Port St. Lucie somehow magically with a half an acre. So what I like to do, because I also get like, not everybody knows the market like you and I know the market. I mean, we're looking at this stuff every day. So sometimes the best thing to do is to sit them down while you're doing that search. Or like I like to do is I'll send them a video. I'll say, hey, I'm going to take the criteria you just gave me. Let's do this search together, right? And I'll video the screen and I'll show them with everything you're showing up here or the criteria you're giving me, I'm getting 0 options, right? What if I were to come up on price? What if I were to not look at half acre lots? What if I were to get rid of the pool? Whatever it is, if I change those things and they can see, oh, now I have 17 options. Oh, now I've got 42 options. Okay, now I know as a buyer kind of what I'm willing to maybe bend on a little bit, and we can work on that. And don't forget also, maybe you're just not ready to buy. Maybe you're renting and you're so picky that you will not bend on it, which is completely okay. It's a big decision. Awesome. Then maybe renting for another 12 months is the answer for you if you're that picky, right? But just having that conversation with your realtor, I think, is incredibly important. So that's a great point. Okay, so what's the next step?
I would say have constant communication with your agent. Stay on top of any messages, emails that they're sending you, because this agent's going to be sending you listing alerts, new properties that are hitting the market, and you want to be on top of that communication. So when the property hits the market, it's exactly what you're looking for. You could be the first one in the door taking a look at it and getting your offer in right away.
So I want to bring up a question to you, and it's a rhetorical question, but I see this all the time, and it's challenging as an agent. Lissette, you're sending me stuff, but you're only sending me 2 or 3 listings a day. It's not enough to quite quench my thirst. So I'm out there looking at Realtor and Zillow and Trulia and Redfin. Is that a good idea, bad idea? And regardless of what you say, why?
Well, I always tell my clients, whatever you see online, send it to me and I'll research it for you. You may have seen something that just my system hasn't gotten around to send to you yet. It may take an hour or 2 by the time you get that email, but you may also be seeing things that have already hit the market, gone on a contract, and the status hasn't been changed. Yeah. So either way, it doesn't matter. Do your research, do your homework, whatever you feel comfortable doing, but send me what you're seeing so I can jump on it and give you the accurate, timely information on that property.
Yep, that's a great point. And I'll tell you what you're going to see, because all those homes that are on all those, I mentioned the 4 big ones, but there's other ones too. They have what's called an IDX feed. And those IDX feeds come from MLSs, right? So they're getting their homes in one of 2 ways. Either the IDX feeds, which means it's on the MLS, which means I'm going to send it to you, or it's a for sale by owner that just didn't want to put it on the market, right? We can work with both of those. And I always tell my clients too, hey, we'll work with you on for sale by owners. You might have to pay the commission if they won't pay the commission, because as a buyer's agent, the seller is paying the commission both for their agent and the buyer's agent, right? To attract them. That's the carrot that brings people in. If for sale by owners don't have that carrot attracting all of those buyer's agents, I just told my client, hey, listen, either we can try to negotiate it, or you can pay it, or you can go in without me. And all of those three things are completely okay. Just don't let that slow down your process. You do whatever you want to do. As long as you're educated, we can make that happen, right? But some of those are for sale by owners. That's important to know. So I think that's great too. Okay, so now we got the realtor, we get the lender, we get the pre-approval. I've set up all of these auto listings to be sent to me, so I'm educated. I know what's going on. Is there anything else that I really want to do at this point?
We've got your pre-approval letter. We're looking at properties now. Just be ready to make an offer and understand what is important to be in that offer, what you need also. Do you need certain contingencies, part of your financing, to be in that offer? And understand where you have your flexibility, where you may be able to waive some contingencies and win over other offers.
Yeah, I like that. And having a strong agent who knows how to negotiate is incredibly important. I think that's good too. The only other thing that I would add to all of this is I think it's important to have a dialogue with your realtor on your motivation and your timeline. Because there's a big difference in what I'm going to recommend to you if your timeline is, hey, I've got to be out of this rental in 45 days. That is completely different than I live in my mom's basement and I can move whenever I want and I want a deal. Okay, that's two completely different levels of motivation, two completely different timelines, two completely different ways of negotiating. And knowing that is incredibly helpful for us as the person trying to give you the best recommendations possible. So again, just talking about timeline and motivation, I think is really important. But Lissette, tons of great nuggets. Do you want to add anything before I let you go?
Just piggybacking on what you're saying, if you're a buyer, even though we're in a seller's market, there's so many opportunities still available. If you are proactive and aggressive, you could find the property you're looking for and make it happen.
100%. Yep. Get a nice aggressive agent, listen to them, do smart things, and you're 100% right. Lissette, as always, I appreciate it. Thanks for all those great nuggets. I hope you have a wonderful day. Anybody watching, if you want other topics brought up in next week's broadcast, you can either DM us, you can comment below, text us, email us, whatever you want to do, and we'll certainly bring that topic up next time. I appreciate it. Lissette, have a wonderful day.
Have a great one, guys.